and we are up and on.
And we are here today on this wonderful Wednesday morning.
Wednesday the 15th.
Yes.
Ons hoop julle het almal 'n wonderlike Valentynsdag gehad gister.
Yes.
Dit is vanoggend weer lekker koel met wind wat waai. Winderige oggend soos gisteroggend. En wind ook maar bietjie duinserig. Die lug is nie baie skoon nie. So ek weet nie, is dit die eerste tekens van koue wat op pad is of is dit die volgende reeks van reën wat op pad is? Ek is nie seker nie.
Neither am I. It's this kind of I don't want to make up my mind kind of weather.
Ja.
Then it's windy, then it's hot, then it's cold, then it's wet, then it's dry. Nice to have you with us here on InfoStream Namibia and the rest of the world. Nice to have you with us.
Welkom en 'n baie goeie môre, hartlike goeie môre. Ons het 'n lekker dag vandag. Ons gesels motorsake en vandag gaan ons 'n bietjie gesels oor elektriese motors. Ons het vir Conrad hier, spesiale gas wat kom gesels oor wat julle nie weet alreeds besig is om te gebeur in Namibia nie. Daar is meer voertuie al verkoop as wat julle dink.
Yes.
En daar's alreeds wat wag vir nuwe eienaars.
Yes.
Maar ons gaan nie te veel van hierdie kat uit die sak laat nie. Ons gaan so 'n bietjie later met Conrad gesels.
Because I think we are all a little bit misunderstood when it comes to electric vehicles in Namibia.
Verseker.
Nee?
Verseker.
Of wat?
Nee,
I
verseker.
think we always see things out of our perspective. You should see it from the other side.
Ja, en ons dink almal dit gaan nog kom.
Yes.
Kaufeee wat bitter min mense weet is dat hierdie proses het al in 2018 begin in Namibia.
Really?
Ja. Maar ons gaan laat Conrad gesels daaroor en dalk 'n bietjie julle wakker
So
maak.
excited.
En laat weet wat gaan aan. Ons het onlangs gelees in die koerante van 'n groot motormaatskappy wat aangekondig het ons e-karre. Ons gaan nou begin.
Yes.
Ek is jammer om te sê dit het lankal begin. Maar elke oenertjie op sy mieliepit. Jy weet, dat is dit so stel. Jy weet, maar in elk geval dit maak nou nie saak.
After this Motoring Wednesday, you're going to be counting your words.
Ja, verseker.
The combustion engine is something of the past.
Ja. Nee, dit is so, maar julle kan saamgesels vanoggend. Onthou dit is Motoring Wednesday after all.
InfoStream Namibia takes you on a whole new journey by car, motorcycle or lorry. A journey of intrigue ideas from A to B or even C and D. Motoring on InfoStream Namibia, a whole new world, a whole new journey. Keep your motor running, head on down the highway. InfoStream Namibia Motoring, everything you need to know about Namibia's motoring industry.
Ons is weer terug.
We are back.
Weer terug op hierdie pragtige Woensdagoggend.
It is actually a wonderful Wednesday.
Dis cool.
It's a little bit different than Monday.
Ja, dit's baie wat vir party mense is Woensdag altyd 'n halfpad deur die week.
Yes.
Ek sê gewoonlik ek is nie seker watter dag is my die ergste nie, Dinsdag of Woensdag. Want Woensdag voel so half dit wat gedoen kon word en moes word is nou verby. Gister sal nooit weer wees nie. En dan lê Donderdag en Vrydag baie keer vir my soos 'n berg voor my. Maar in elk geval, ons wil net by voorbaat vir julle sê dat die internet vandag beide paraat is en MTC, die internet is vandag so bietjie soos die weer. Dit kom en gaan so as ons dalk hier en daar 'n klein probleempie ondervind vandag. Ons het al van vroeg af sukkel ons bietjie met die internet, so ons waarsku julle maar net.
Don't think it's going to happen.
Dit lyk goed op hierdie stadium.
Did you know that a total of 798 new vehicles have been sold in January alone?
Ja, dit is so, alhoewel in Desember, dis nog steeds 154 minder as wat in Desember verkoop is. Maar, dit gesê, hierdie syfer van 798 is wys dalk op 'n baie goeie begin vir die jaar.
Ag, Dirkas, blah, blah, blah. It
Wat
is
sê jy?
all because of taxation. Everybody
Ja.
wants to sell their vehicles before the end of February so that they fall into the tax year.
Ek dink so. Ek dink is presies waaroor dit gaan. Die interessante van alles is ek ry gister by Marius verby. En ek het in my lewe nog nie soveel tweedehandse voertuie gesien nie. Tweedehandse bakkies
Right?
teen baie billike pryse, maar my vraag is nou na aanleiding van wat jy nou sê,
Yes.
is koop mense nou nuwe bakkies, want waarna ek verwys nou spesifiek na Nissans
Right.
en 'n paar Toyotas.
Okay.
Maar dit lyk vir my of almal mik na nuwe bakkies. Die Jack en al jy's
Die-
trotse eienaar daarvan en so meer.
Ja.
Maar dit lyk tog vir my asof daar die ouens raak nou ontslaaf van die ou stok.
But I'm just glancing over this particular article in the NMH today.
Yeah.
And isn't it, don't you just think it's still a brand issue? Because what they're saying, both Toyota and Volkswagen started the new year strong and collectively sold more than half of the new passenger vehicles in January.
Ja. Nee, dit is so. Dit is so.
Is brand still an issue? I mean, do you still get cars that are of bad quality?
Nee, maar dit hang af van jou bankrekening en wat in jou sak aangaan.
Exactly. So why not buy a cheaper car?
Ja.
Because it's not going to break anyway, because they don't make bad cars anymore.
Dis heeltemal reg en die een fabriek gebruik die ander fabriek se parte.
Ja.
En so deel hulle onder mekaar en kom hulle met die pragtige name.
Right.
Jy weet,
But I drive a certain brand name and that just makes me special.
me too. And I'm very happy to say mine is a Mahindra.
Okay.
And I bought 2 brand new Mahindras
And you're happy?
and it was cheaper than a new single cab
Yes.
bakkie.
Right.
And I got them now for 6 years and I am so happy and I will not change. So yes.
And I bought a Jack Bucky,
Yeah,
and
Jack.
I'm as happy as you
As
can
ever.
find.
So I think the brand is something of the past. I asked someone the other day
Right.
about what does he think about delivery vehicles, and in specific 4x4s. I also spoke to Francois yesterday, and I said, Francois, please, let's talk on Motoring Wednesday about the future. Let's just look if we can, if we're allowed, into the year
Yes.
and see what the trend will be, given the insecurity of fuel prices and so forth. And he said, let's do that because there's an interesting change in factories
Okay.
and what they manufacture and what's going to be needed for the future. Away from the heavy duckwiel 4x4s.
Right.
Wat almal ry want dis aansien. But we're going to talk about battery-driven vehicles today.
Today we're going to be talking about a whole different concept
Yeah.
a little bit later. I still say we are now living in 2023. Why are we still traveling whilst connected with the ground?
Yeah.
Shouldn't all the cars just disappear and we go with drones? They're electric anyway.
Oeg, I would love that.
Huh? Can you imagine? Just like get up, go there. It's like teleporting.
I think in
Maar nee.
Namibia it will be fine. I think we'll be able to control the airspace. But if I think about a lot of, well, I can mention a whole lot of countries, I think it's going to be chaos.
I think we're just dreaming about
Yeah,
the future.
absolutely.
It's not our generation that's going to have it.
No,
That's what it
definitely
is.
not. I can't even fly the one in my cupboard. Let alone get onto it and fly. Okay, wie sê môre?
Okay, ons het hierso vir Ansa.
Ansa van
Ansa Kleinschmidt. Is dit
Kroonstad.
familie van jou?
Ansa is my suster en sy's in Kroonstad in
Hallo,
die
Ansa.
Vrystaat. Môre Ansa. Al wat ek weet is dit reën nog vreeslik in Suid-Afrika.
Yes.
So Ansa baie hartlik welkom. Namens Kaufeee en myself. Sy sê mos jy's een van die mooiste mans vir ons.
Hi Ansa.
Ja, sy
Moet
sê
ek my
dit-
bril afhaal vir
Sy
jou?
het dit al vir gesê.
Ons het vir Mark Barnard, Karen Malan. Sy
Ook
sê môre.
Bloemfonteiner vanoggend.
Yes, sy
Môre
sê
uit
dis nog
Vrystaat.
steeds nat daar
Ja,
in Bloemfontein.
nee, ek hoor so.
Wessel Mostert, een van ons loyal viewers. Hallo Wessel. Ons moet jou eendag op die show kry, né? Moenie vergeet nie.
Jy weet natuurlik ek en Karen het vir mekaar oogies gemaak op skool.
Really?
Ja, hoërskool.
Wat
Ek bedink alhoewel ek dit sê is dat jy net weet ek was op skool.
o,
Want jy weet daar's baie wat gesê word van Dirk was nie op skool nie, hy was in standaard 6 vir 6 jaar.
Ai.
Maar ek wil net bevestig ek het bewyse ek was op skool. Dalk nie
handjies vasgehou?
Ja, nie toegewyd nie, maar ek was op skool. Okay. Dis
Wow.
al wat ek wil sê. En ek was in die kerk ook gewees. Nou het julle dit.
Piet Spies.
Môre
Ons
Piet.
groot vriend. En dan sê Wessel, na Dinsdag is die week self WTF.
Ja.
Sure, we get that. Mark Barnard sê, and here I kind of have to agree with Mark. He says bank account plays a big role, but Namibia resale value. Who wants to pay 1.1 million Namibia dollars for a bakkie?
1.1 million.
Yes.
Ja.
He says it's crazy madness, but bakkie still gets you from A to B. Namibia is bakkie country. If you don't have a bakkie, you can't visit at least 70% of our country.
Well,
because
even-
you're stuck to a tar road.
I can tell you one thing, 70% of Namibians don't go off the tar road, but they still have
It's like people with
huge 4x4s. And that shows me one thing, they got good bank accounts because they can afford the diesel or the petrol and the luxury of this huge vehicle. Tourism, our roads, our off-roads are filled with overlanders from South Africa and people hiring vehicles.
Yes.
And we should, me and you, should travel more off-road and go more camping.
But how do we do that if we ride certain motorcycles that make us look good?
Mine, at least I tour. At least I tour.
On the tar road.
On the tar road, but I tour long distances.
Okay.
4,500 kilometers, 5,000 kilometers, so at least I can say that.
You can always buy yourself a Royal Enfield and then travel the dirt roads.
And I'm looking at them.
Are you
and
moving
I
over from
have
a certain brand to another one?
I have been to them. I went to visit them after they've been
That
here.
day when he does that, it's
And-
going to be the show of
I can
the
tell
decade.
you that Royal Enfield off-road Himalayan is talking to me.
right.
And my Harley Davidson in the garage is sitting there, standing there, sobbing. So at my age, I think I must make a small, subtle change. I say no more.
Yes.
I've said enough. En Mark, wat dink jy van battery aangedrewe voertuie? Waar's Mark vandag?
He is here. He says
it?
that his ex-mother-in-law is already flying around
Ja.
on her broomstick.
Presies, Mark.
Mark,
Dis nie mooi nie.
no.
Goed.
Right. So talking about motoring Wednesdays, if I may, the German newspaper, die Allgemeine Zeitung, die rapportiert heute was haben wir denn heute? Mittwoch, den 15. Februar.
Ja.
Okay.
Dit is Woensdag die 15de Februarie.
We're talking about drunken drivers.
It's an interesting one. Read that one. Read it
Was
the
I
way-
read it in German.
German. Ek het
Die
ook
namibische
Afrikaanse.
Polizei Nampol gab jetzt Statistiken der Verkehrsabteilung heraus, laut denen die Polizei während eines Einsatzes am Wochenende des 3. und 4. Februars allein in der Hauptstadt Windhoek 63 Personen wegen Trunkenheit am Steuer festgenommen hat.
Ja.
So.
En
Ja.
twee van die 63 mense was Namibiese stadspolisie. En nog twee was lede van die Namibiese weermag, die NDF.
Right.
How do you like that?
63 people have been arrested due to drunken driving or
Tweede.
under the influence.
In tweede.
Sorry,
Ja.
there's a
Ja.
way to say this.
Ja.
They were arrested over the weekend, 63, of which 4 were part of the Namibian government people. They're employed by them. 2 city police people, 2 NDF people,
Yeah.
which then makes it, last when I was at school, 59 private individuals caught for drunken driving over the past weekend just in Windhoek alone.
Wel, Namibië, julle doen goed. Ons
No,
was verlede jaar
not good.
op die land.
Bad statistics.
Die land wat die meeste alkohol verbruik, dink ek was ons.
Drink water.
24ste. Maar was Namibië die land wat die meeste alkohol gebruik, 24ste. As ek kyk na 63 mense in 2 dae,
Right.
is Namibië besig om op te skuif na die land wat die meeste alkohol gebruik. Ons gaan dalk onder die beste 10 kom. Manne, julle bedrink.
Look.
Ons kan nie so ver agter wees nie.
Something else that needs to be mentioned here. Namibia is known worldwide for its motor vehicle accidents.
Ja.
And honestly, drunken driving or under the influence statistics such as these, one weekend alone, this is not good, because now the excuse for better transport is there's no excuse anymore. Because yes, you can download Lefa, which is an app, and you can get yourself home in in a more orderly fashion. Don't drink and drive.
Ja,
Don't do it.
daar's dan nog 'n maatskappy, ons het nou die dag oor hulle gelees, wat ook hulle dienste nou beskikbaar stel.
Right.
Hulle het gesê hulle gaan nie voertuie aankoop, 'n vloot voertuie aankoop. Ek weet nie of Lefa hulle eie voertuie aangekoop het nie, of ook van privaat voertuie gebruik en subkontrakteer hulle.
Ja.
Maar die maatskappy het gesê hy gaan 'n maatskappy of mense nader. Hulle gaan nie hulle eie voertuie koop nie. Miskien moet hulle bietjie kyk na die e-motors. Dit dink ek sal nog bydra tot 'n skoner land en 'n skoner wind, ek verseker.
Do you know yesterday when we did conservation,
Ja.
we forgot to mention that Namibia is now the second best country for the cleanest air.
Ja, ja.
The most non-polluted country, second, is Namibia. And then I think it was Saudi Arabia or Egypt is in first place.
Egypt, dink ek is in die eerste, dis die lugskoonste land wat
Take a
is, in
nice
terme van
breath,
besoek.
you're not living in Beijing.
Ja, nee, verseker nie.
Yep.
Koffiekos, kyk
Calcutta.
nog of daar nog mense is wat
At this stage,
by ons
Wynand
is?
Reed said, good morning, en
Môre,
vir
Wynand.
een of ander rede is ons infostreamers vandag 'n bietjie stil.
ja. Ek hoop hulle kom by, ek hoop hulle gesels
join
bietjie.
the conversation.
As iemand van julle weet waar is Vincent vanoggend, ek dink dis belangrik dat hy bietjie saamgesels. En die ander manne wat hou van motorsake, Peer Souden en Walvis Bay. Ek hoop jy sal wakker. Peer het onlangs vir my gesê dat hy is van tyd tot tyd baie besig. So hy kry nie altyd tyd om onmiddellik te kyk nie, maar onthou, as jy nie vandag se episode nou kan kyk nie, kyk julle vanaand as julle by die huis is, of julle gaan na YouTube toe, al die episode is bly daar. Wynand, baie dankie vir die inligting wat jy vir my gestuur het op WhatsApp. Dit gaan oor die renoster boer of boerdery in Suid-Afrika. Interessante wending wat daar plaasvind, maar sal in ons Conservation Tuesday sal ons bietjie meer gesels daaroor. Ek sal kyk of ons nog een of twee renostermanne in Windhoek kry wat kan saamgesels en sê wat hulle dink van wat daar besig is om te gebeur.
Right. I think we need to take a commercial break.
Wat gou breek en ons terug met news headlines.
Welcome to Yamaha Windhoek, where we stock a wide range of lubricants and oils. We also stock an extensive range of accessories and riding gear. We sell a wide range of motorcycles, new and used. Yamaha Windhoek's got tires in stock for all makes and models. Yamaha's got a fully equipped workshop and competent mechanics to make sure your bike is always running right. Yamaha Windhoek, your one-stop biking shop.
Ons is terug.
We are back.
Motoring mense, baie welkom terug by ons vanoggend. Ja, die vreeslike nasale klank is besig om beter te raak, maar ek dink teen volgende week sal ek weer herstel wees. So verskoon as ek so snuif hier in die mikrofoon en hoes. Ek vra om verskoning daarvoor.
Dirk se deus is toe.
By deuses toe.
Jou deus is toe.
As 'n paar goed wat toe is in my, maar in elk geval. Woensdagoggend, kom ons kyk gou na van ons ander adverteerders. Ons noem dit net weer dat ons smalls is baie maklik om deel te neem. Julle kan met ons kontak maak, het sy die WhatsApp of andersins hier te gesels of my en Kaufeee te skakel. Meeste van julle het toegang tot ons Facebook pages ook. Ek sien mense verkies dit deesdae. Ons kry nie baie reaksie op ons WhatsApp nommer nie, maar ek gee glad nie om as julle my kontak op my Facebook page sien. Ons wil gou net vir julle voorstel aan Cleaning Masters, die van julle wat 'n behoefte het vir die skoonmaak van matte en so meer, baie meer is dit werksplekke. En so meer skakel vir Wiek by die telefoonnommer wat op julle skerm nou verskyn. Dit is daar beskikbaar. En dan het ons hier ook die personal empowerment coaching. Dis 'n ander een, maar jy moet maar met Marlene Watsolt gesels by 0817204549. Mense in baie gevalle kom by 'n situasie waar hulle weer die self in hulle wil vind of soort van nie regtig weet waarna toe hulle wil gaan met hulle toekomsvisie en of droom nie, 'n soort van besluiteloos. En dis baie interessant partykeer om so 'n kursus te doen. En dan sê ons net baie dankie vir Andrei. Hy maak seker dat ons elke dag nuus het om vir julle te bring. So daai het ons dit. Dis ons advertensies vir vandag. Daar is nog enetjie, maar ons sal hom hou vir nou. En dis die braai kompetisie. Kaufeee, ek dink is tyd dat ons gas welkom sê.
We are going to be talking to Conrad.
Ja.
Conrad is an expert in a total different motor vehicle industry.
Ja, ek dink terwyl Conrad by ons aansluit gaan ek gou die braai ding doen.
Dis hy.
Goed. Ons is nou weer terug. Terwyl daai fotootjie op die skerm is, onthou maar net die 25 Februarie, dis om die hoek. Dis letterlik om die hoek, die maand is verby. Is daai kompetisie aan die gang. By Kampvrede, al die telefoonnommers is daar en ook die inskrywings. So hier is ons weer terug. Daar's ons terug. Baie welkom.
Yes, good morning Namibia. Goeiemôre Namibia.
Sê baie dankie. Conrad, ek moet vir jou sê, jammer ek het jou so vroeg uit die bed gejaag vanoggend. Want ek weet, ons pensionarisse vat dit mos stadig.
Yeah, but we're still looking to the future.
Verseker.
And this is why I'm here.
Ja.
So let's talk electric vehicles.
Ja.
Right.
And you said nobody should take the buckies from Namibians, and we also don't want to do it.
Ja.
But we say there is an alternative to drive in town, to drive where you normally drive, maybe 280 days a year.
Ja.
Right.
Mom's taxi,
Yes.
bringing the kids to school, commuting, going from Regenstein or Elisenheim or Finkenstein into town, out of town. We want to help the people who spend 6,000 to 10,000 a month on petrol.
Right.
Yes, you could save something if you go from your double cab buggy to something smaller. But we have the revolutionary solution for you, and that is going electric.
Ja.
And you said the time of different brands is over.
Ja.
I would say if you really want to distinguish yourself with the car,
Yes.
all cars have a steering wheel, have normally 4 wheels.
See,
99% of all cars still have a tailpipe. The Rückpipe.
Yeah, the Auspuff.
And we offer you distinguishing yourself by driving a car without a tailpipe. And this means on the other side, not only you're driving greener, but you're also driving in a way that saves money. On average, sums up, it's 30% of the fuel cost.
Okay.
If you have to buy in the electricity, if you don't make your own solar electricity,
Right.
then it's even cheaper. And on maintenance, you save a lot. Because think of an electric motor, you know, it's these round things we know from machinery, which just has a winding and a rotor in the middle.
Right. Right.
And if you compare this to, say, let's give a name to it, an Audi 5-cylinder turbocharged engine,
Yes.
that electric motor has maybe 20 parts.
yeah.
The Audi turbo engine would
That's-
have 2,500 parts,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
see.
yeah.
So there you see the revolution and also the much lower need for maintenance. No oil change, no spark plugs. Even the brake pads are lasting normally 200,000 to 300,000 kilometers. Because when an electric car brakes, this is you lift your foot from, I cannot say anymore, gas,
yeah,
but from the pedal.
The power pedal, yeah.
From the power pedal, then it starts braking and regenerating. We call it recuperation, energy into the battery. This is why electric cars are about 4-5 times more efficient in the usage of the energy.
Conrad, I'm fascinated by the information. I visited your shop yesterday. It was quite interesting walking there, and it was quiet and clean, you know, unlike a normal a car shop. But a lot of Namibians don't realize that you guys started already in 2018, 2019, or maybe even before that.
Yeah, actually I started in the late 90s. Demonstrating that electric driving is possible.
Yeah.
I was running a company called Solar Age Namibia. And we brought in parts from Germany. There was a very funny car called the Hotzenblitz.
The Hotzenblitz.
The Hotzenblitz was also premature development that was run against the wall in eastern Germany, and we could buy some debris, so to say.
Right.
Okay, yeah.
And so we had a Mini Cooper buggy, partly of glass fiber, that was converted still with 14 lead acid heavy batteries under the back of the little buggy. And later a Fiat was converted, and I must give credit to Franz Schwendler and Lothar Böttcher, two dedicated technicians who helped to convert these cars. You see, we bought a Fiat Uno from scrap.
Right.
With 20,000 Ks only, but the piston went through the engine, so it was a write-off. And then, like stripping an old kudu, we took everything out: the radiator, the engine, the exhaust, the tank. A lot was lying around there afterwards, and then we put the electric drivetrain in. And the Fiat I'm still driving today.
Is that part of the photographs?
That's part of the photographs.
No, let's go to the photographs. I've got, this is just your, I think your service vehicle.
Yeah, no, this is something we sell.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. But
But
let's.
this is our advertising, where you also find our data from Electric Vehicles Namibia.
Yeah.
But
There's the
This is a Fiat Uno.
yeah.
You see it has got a dedicated license plate saying EV1.
Yeah.
And if can you go back maybe?
I can try to go back a little bit. Let's see. This one
then-
here?
This one is
Or do you want to go back to
yeah,
that?
yeah.
Yeah.
You see there is a sunflower in the tailpipe.
Right, right.
And you can see if a car tanks the sun powers grow out of your tail.
Oh,
right.
Is that why it's there? Okay.
So that
love it.
started already more than 20 years ago.
Okay.
But now the technology has improved. Two things came up since 25 years ago. That is a lithium-ion battery,
Yeah.
which is a revolution compared with the old heavy, dirty, stinky lead-acid batteries.
Yes, yes.
And also power electronics improved a lot. So the motors we have today in the electric cars are electric motors which are highly efficient,
Yeah.
90% plus. And the power electronics that turns the motors
Yeah, yeah.
is like a variable speed drive that can go without any gear shifting. From zero, so you don't have a clutch.
Okay.
It goes like a locomotive or something like this. From zero to top speed, it's driving like
Seamless.
seamless.
Yeah.
So there are no steps, even with a normal automatic gears. You feel when the car shifts automatically. We don't have this. So it's just a motor, a one-step reduction gear
Yeah.
into the diff and
Right.
out to the wheels.
Yes.
And the motor spins, say, from 0 to 12,000 RPM.
Okay.
And by this, you have full torque from the beginning. And this is also nice. If you think of winter conditions, you sometimes are on a steep ascent, and then you have to clear a crossing.
Right.
And the cars are not rolling back, so you don't have to
I
use
see
the
what you-
handbrake and these things.
Okay.
But also, you just step on the pedal and
it's going.
So there's
clear.
no gear lever.
There's no gear lever. It's only a switch forward or backward. That's all.
Fascinating.
I just want to go back to we will look at the cars that's available. The mission, part of your mission was to accelerate the uptake of electrical vehicles in Namibia. Now, I mentioned that what people don't know, a lot of people don't know, is that it has started, it is happening. Now, acceleration is one thing, but you have actually sold quite a bit of vehicles already, and your target was, I think, by the end of 2022, to have something like 60 vehicles in the market?
Yeah, we do have. And the whole of Namibia, with all the few and some private imports,
Right.
is currently at 80, I would say.
Really?
So the vast majority of the cars is coming from our company.
Yeah.
We have a model that says we want to bring an affordable car
Yeah.
for driving in and around town.
Yeah.
Because this makes sense. Keep your buggy when you want to go to Kaoko for having an outing there.
Yes.
But don't drive your buggy in town. Don't take your guns to
Sure.
town. Wasn't that
Yes,
a sound by
sure.
Johnny Cash or someone?
It is very
Conrad?
true.
And so this is where we come in. The only thing you need to drive the car is somewhere a normal 3-pin SABS electric outlet,
Right.
giving you 15 amps. So the car for charging takes the same as a normal 3-bar heater, which some people
Okay.
use in winter. And for every hour that is plugged in, you get about 22 kilometers of range. So if you plug it in overnight, your tank is full, because the range of our cars is between 110 and 160 kilometers.
Because here you are answering the question of Conrad Roedern, who's asked how long does a charge take from flat to fully charged?
You see, it depends on the range the car has.
Okay.
The size of the tank, same as with a petrol car, you call it liters.
Right.
We call it units or kilowatt hours.
Okay.
This is what you buy in if you have prepayment. 1 unit is 1 kilowatt hour.
Right.
And our cars have battery storage sizes between 24 kilowatt hours to 40 kilowatt hours. So, and a car takes maybe 15 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometer. And that means if you charge with a bit more than 3 kilowatts from your SABC plug, your
Okay.
3-pin plug, it is about 5 hours. 5 times 3 is 15.
Right,
3
right.
kilowatts times 5 is 15 kilowatt hours. Times
Okay.
so our cars are normally full in 5 to 6 hours if they were empty before.
And that's actually the time that we
It's-
normally don't sleep.
Right. I mean, I guess it comes to a point where you have to just plan what it is that you are using your vehicle then for. You just have to think about it a little bit, longer rather than just going to a fuel station. In other words, you say, okay, cool, it's all good. I've got the vehicle now. I will be charging it overnight or during the day where I
Let me
don't
stop
use
you
it.
there.
Okay.
Because in German there is a nice word.
Right.
It's called Reichweitenangst, range anxiety.
Range anxiety.
Do I make it home?
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
And think of someone who normally charges from his plug at home,
Okay.
but he was driving a lot in town and he gets a phone call, please pick me up at Windhoek International Airport.
Yes.
And now he says, I've only got 50 kilometers left. I won't make it. For people and situations like this, our company has installed the first fast charger, where you not need 20 kilometers per hour, but you get a full tank in 20 minutes. Full tank in 20 minutes.
Wow.
Instead of 6 hours. That fast charger is installed in the lower level of the Grove Mall.
Okay.
And the best thing is, guys,
Right.
it's currently for free.
Oh, wow.
You go there,
You kidding me?
you have a cappuccino and your car is full.
Yes, that's true. It's true.
Even in 10 minutes, you would have enough electricity to go to the airport. And this
Incredible.
you see, we have people, for example,
We're going electric.
Ja,
people who are commuting also, like from Krumhoek, 25 kilometers in and 25 kilometers back. If they are driving very much and fear they're not making it back,
ja.
then they have their coffee and definitely they're making it back.
Conrad, the questions are rolling in.
Okay, let's see.
Okay,
Let's
so
see what the
Conrad
people say.
Roedern, who's one of our dear friends here at InfoStream Namibia, he's asking, and then with talks that Namibia will most probably follow South Africa's power issues, how will this impact the growth of uptake into e-cars? Does Conrad supply the charging units as well?
Yes, I can answer this. I really pull my hat off
Right.
to NamPower.
Ja.
Because they didn't use the 30 years of independence, 30 years plus, to ram our power company into a disaster.
Yes.
Okay.
So that our president, Dr. Hage Geingob, does not have to declare a state of disaster
Right.
to fix a disaster, you see.
Ja, ja.
So we have a stable grid.
Ja.
And we can stabilize it even further if we quickly build on storage.
Okay.
NamPower is building a huge battery, almost 100 megawatt hours, in the center of Namibia near Omaruru.
Ja.
And obviously more solar panels and
Green energy.
and wind power.
Yes.
And a solar park is built up in 1 year, if the money is not pocketed by someone.
Sure.
And, but to answer Christo, one company in Namibia, the big German company with a star, is
Okay.
Yeah, they still flying.
they start now with very expensive cars, so our business model will not be lost.
Right.
To roll out their SUV cars. They wanted to do it in South Africa, but because South Africa is so unstable,
Yes.
they have a quite good infrastructure. But the fast chargers in South Africa, almost none has a backup. So you buy a 1.8 million rand car,
Okay.
and you want to drive, which in principle is possible, from Joburg to Cape Town,
Okay.
but then you're coming
Beaufort West and there's nothing.
to a fast charger to make your planned charge in between, fast charge in between, and you have the level 6 or level 8 power outage.
Load shedding.
Load
Right.
shedding. So I hope we really can avoid this in Namibia. This is one thing. The other thing is that the company with the star, with the
Right.
expensive SUV type cars, rolls out, has also put up their first fast charger.
Yeah.
Okay.
At their premises in Windhoek, in what used to be called Lazaret Street. And they want to roll out 4 more this year,
Right.
and about 10 to 12 next year.
Yes.
So with the range of their cars, which is about 400 kilometers,
Okay.
you can travel most of Namibia, at least the tarred road Namibia.
Sure.
Maybe not to Sarusas or Marienfluss in Kaoko, you see.
Right.
But-
Right.
And all their fast chargers have backup storage, which is very innovative. And exactly, they say we bring the Mercedes, to name the company, Mercedes-Benz, they are bringing in the cars not to South Africa,
Okay.
because South Africans are so PO
Ja.
of the power situation.
Right.
So
Right.
they say, let's use Namibia as an example country to roll it out.
Fantastic.
And I think this is really great. And in Germany, the rocket goes through the roof. You talked about, what was it, 800 or 700 cars in
Yes.
January.
Yes.
In Germany, 33% of all cars sold in Germany in December, so just now, 33% were pure battery electric, not hybrid.
Really, yeah.
So there you can see what is going on in other parts of the world. And so, yeah.
Interesting enough that part of your plan, and like I said, many Namibians had no idea how many cars were sold by your company, that you are actually the front runners of electrical vehicles in Namibia. But you also plan to have another, and I quote here, about another 120 electric vehicles on the road soon, if not this year or then by next year.
Yeah, you see, our plan is based on people understanding what some Namibians don't do. They rather go to the banks and lend and buy a big status symbol, and they don't think about maintenance and running costs in the long run. And a rollout of numbers. Namibia, in terms of climate change and so on, they say 10,000 cars at least should be on Namibian roads, pure electric vehicles by 2030.
Ja.
And if you think that in December Germany rolled out 33%, if we are going into that exponential rollout from maybe 2025 we can do the 10,000 cars.
But that's
Yes,
your plan.
You see, but to reach the numbers you're talking about for this year, this is why I'm sitting here and we have our chat.
Sure.
I can only urge Namibians to consider something like this. And I also urge, like Elon Musk, he challenged the other car companies. If he would not have started with Tesla,
Right.
I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're
Volkswagen
saying.
would not be with their electric cars where they are now, you see. And so we are challenging the automotive sector of Namibia not to make the full Strauss ostrich.
The head in the sand. Yes.
Otherwise, you will be overwhelmed by this disruptive development. Because once we have more electric cars on the roads than ICE, inner combustion engine cars, it will mean you have to change your business model.
Yes.
Because you're not making more money as it is today on after-sales service, on maintenance. But like Volkswagen say, we don't want to shrink, but we see the amount of what we do is shrinking, so they divert into selling electricity, putting up fast charging stations.
Sure.
And also going into the battery, business.
Yes.
We actually spoke about that maybe one of the things that Namibia should do is not export material, raw material to battery factories, but rather open battery factories in Namibia. But you are busy with other DC fast charging stations.
Yes, we are. In November last year, we did a reach out tour with one of the newer Leafs, which have a bigger range. You saw the car on the beach.
The Nissan Leaf.
The Nissan Leaf. And we put a fast charger in the trunk.
Okay.
And we limited the power of the fast charger so it could go onto a normal three-phase power outlet.
Yes.
And we talked to the people in Okahanya and Wilhelmsthal, and so the Wilhelmsthal Padstal, for example, where you buy your nice Rollwurst and these things.
Right.
These are people who are very close to invest into fast charging.
Yes.
And Windhoek Swakopmund is from our polls into our clients the most wanted route to be running on fast chargers. Currently we have some cars at the coast. Obviously Walvis Bay, Swakopmund is ideal for commuting and so on. But the cars cannot easily get out of except to put them on the trailer.
Something that Charmaine Lowe is saying on the channel, she says, sun, that's all we have, that will work. So the question that I have on Charmaine's comment here, would it make sense to put, let's say, solar roofs on these cars or on the bonnets to assist in charging the batteries?
Okay, quick answer, I would say no. You can do it.
Okay.
And you have this Australian races through the whole continent.
Yes.
But these cars are not practical for daily use.
Right.
And your car engine normally Our Nissan Leafs have typically 85 kilowatt hour motors,
Okay.
but the kilowatt in production you can get on a car is maybe 1.5 kilowatt. So, and yes, you could park your car in the full sun.
Right.
This would be, and the panel still would not be at an optimal angle.
Oh.
And the car heats up, and it's much better. You invest just in 2 solar panels.
Yes.
A modern solar panel has about 500 watt.
Okay.
One panel is 2 by 1 meter.
Right.
2 of these panels give you on average almost 40 kilometers per day. 2 panels, 2 solar panels.
Yeah.
So, and then you drive from your own plug with your solar feed-in system.
Yes.
And it's, you see, my wife, she's having a Leaf, and she likes gardening, and she says it's like harvesting your own tomatoes.
Are you, hang on a moment, Conrad. Are you telling me that if I put 2 of these solar panels on the roof of my house,
1 kilowatt together, yeah.
correct? And I, let's say, have a system, because I'm not an electrical person. I physically, if I have 2 solar panels on my roof, I would be able, and it's full sun, and we're looking at an optimal condition, I'd be able to get 40 kilometers a day out of that.
Even under not 100%, under typical conditions, on your roof, even if it's not nicely northward position.
Kaufeee,
I've got to
that's-
make a calculation here.
But I
Sorry
can
about
tell you
that.
one thing. That's why, in
is-
answer to Conrad, to Christo's question, yesterday at the shop, you explained to me that what we underestimate is that we can generate sun power and store it in a car battery. Do you realize that?
I've just made a calculation.
Yes.
I drive a bakkie. It's a diesel bakkie, and if I were to travel, let's say a reasonably long distance, at the moment I would charge my customer $8.50 a kilometer. And please understand me right, this is not AA rates, okay? So I worked this out. If you can get 40 kilometers a day out of your 2 solar panels, which are on your roof, and you plug your car in there, you'd be saving $340 a day. You'd be saving $340 for the 40 kilometers.
Yeah.
If not more.
It's if you produce your own electricity at
You can.
today's solar panel prices, it's you produce your electricity at around 50 to 60 cent a unit, a kilowatt hour.
Right.
If you write them off over 5 years, and they last 25 years typically. So it's, these are all no-brainer things, you see. If only some people are like Americans, you know, they like their Colts.
Sure,
They don't shoot, but they want to have them.
They
Yes.
want to carry the
And
gun
this
now.
is the same with 4x4s, you see. But don't carry your gun to town. Don't drive your 4x4 to town. Use it, keep it, polish it, like it, but only for what you use it for.
For the purpose, yeah.
I think the auto industry really committed, and your powers of domini, so
Yeah.
they committed a big sin in that for the last 25 years they introduced these monster SUVs, you see.
Yes.
Highly motorized, highly heavy, and people are using it for driving in town. They are burning up the environment as if there would be no future.
Yeah.
If I look at your website here, and for our viewers out there, I did put the link out, so just go to www.electricvehiclesnamibia.com. We're looking at, let's say, the Nissan Leafs, right? The prices range from 210,000 Namibia dollars to 270,000 Namibia dollars. This includes VAT, by the way,
Registration.
and the registration for clients in Windhoek, Swakopmund and Walvis Bay. And you are saving yourself so much money, 40 kilometers a day, just by putting 2 solar panels up on your roof.
Kaufeee, another thing.
Love it.
And another thing.
Love
Do
it.
you know that banks are financing these vehicles?
Yeah, they were obviously very much linked to the companies they were used of.
Right.
But now they learned that electric vehicles save the user so much money
Yes.
that it's much easier that he is safe not to default on his loan, you know.
Brilliant.
And if people want to go that route, it would mean they get a quotation from us, go to the bank and ask for a vehicle loan.
Right.
And we have proven that this way is working. In special occasions, we also, as an alternative, might give some terms. Obviously, we don't have the capital to play bank.
Yeah,
Yes,
but
yes.
But maybe if someone says, I pay off the final 50% in 3 months or something like this,
Sure.
then we would give him for that 3 months of finance, but he saves a lot of money in paying interest to the banks.
And that's fantastic. Our time is running out. I just one quick, just an interesting point, interesting fact, and that is about the saving in carbon emission. How many tons would you think, just with your vehicles, have been saved up to date? What I think I heard of 50 tons.
Everybody can contact me, and I have programmed a little Excel calculator
Okay.
where you can compare, including the CO2 emissions.
Yeah.
Say a Toyota Corolla and a Nissan Leaf.
Yes.
And you can put in your own values, but we give you the CO2 values for the electricity mix of Namibia.
Okay.
And for petrol, and then you have your petrol car and you have your electric car. And then you see A, what you save per kilometer,
Right.
and B, what your carbon footprint is.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Obviously, I'm coming from the solar industry, 30 years of Solar Age Namibia. And my conviction now as almost pensioner is we don't make the energy transition to solar if we don't make the mobility transition.
Yes.
And so I've had the privilege to witness that the train of solar went out of the station and nobody pushed it back.
Right.
And I see the same, especially now for Namibia, maybe lagging in South Africa because of the disaster with Eskom. But that this train is currently leaving the station and it will gain speed, and again, nobody will push it back. And only some people don't like change too much, and the automotive industry wants to sell their old model, but don't wait too long. And the people who want to distinguish themselves should move now.
Yeah, I hear what you say.
This is the time. This is where our slogan and motto comes: our sun, our fuel, our future.
Yeah.
We all can do something,
Yeah.
and nobody of us has to wait. Nobody of us has to do everything. I'm not a vegetarian, but in terms of my driving, I'm vegetarian.
Yeah, sure. Sure.
Nobody must do everything.
Yeah, just something.
But here you can do something which saves you money, which gives you status because you're driving without tailpipe. And it's what the Americans call a no-brainer.
Yeah.
You
Yes.
don't have to think about it to do it. And all fellow Namibians and around the region, greetings to South Africa. I hope you can see us currently.
Yeah, no, they do.
They definitely do.
Yeah.
And think twice, think wise, drive electric.
There we go. Thank you very much for your time. There's another topic we're going to talk about in the near future, and that is renewable energy.
Yes.
Also a topic close to your heart and your understanding and beliefs what's happening currently in Namibia. We wish you well with your project. If people want to go and look at those cars, they are really, really beautiful. I walk in there and I look at all these Nissan Leafs. The colors it's like a rainbow spectrum. Where can they go to have a look at your shop?
Yeah, you find us at Hyper Motor City.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unit number 37. Hyper Motor City is, many people know Ferreira's Garden Center.
Yeah.
Yes.
On the other side is Hyper Motor City. You drive in there, and maybe 100 meters into, you find us on the right
On
side.
the right-hand side.
Next to Chelsea and so on.
Yeah.
Right.
So very easy to find. If you really want to do a test drive, maybe you give us a call, go to our website, electricvehiclesnamibia.com, in one go, no dots in between. And we gladly, even over a weekend, can give you a car which is registered, insured, and you get the feeling, and 95% you might want it and not go back.
not take it back.
I've got my eye there on a blue one,
Yeah,
a
yeah.
beautiful blue color that I've never seen. Conrad, thank you very much, Kaufeee.
Thank you, Conrad. Well, for those of you who are interested in the weather, there are no clouds, so your electric charge on your solar roof should be working beautifully today for you to charge your electric vehicle from electricvehiclesnamibia.com.
Good.
Thank you, Conrad.
There we got it. Thank you very much. We're going to chat to you again tomorrow.
Thank you so much for watching. Remember, we're on YouTube, we're on Facebook, and you can also WhatsApp us. Please do us a favor and like this video, share it, and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to click on the bell icon, so you can get an update when new videos are uploaded. Thanks for now, hope to see you next time.